Good morning, children. I hope you all are staying safe at home. Today we are going to start with a new lesson named Alice in Wonderland. The author of this book, this novel is Lewis Carroll. He was not only a great Indian writer but also a wonderful mathematician. Now let's go through the story. And the story states that Alice was sitting on the branch along with her kitten, Dina, and her sister was reading something from the history book. But Alice was least interested and she was completely in her dreamland where she could imagine that all the cats and rabbits were wearing clothes. Suddenly, she came and she saw that a rabbit was wearing a red coat and was running holding a large clock in its hand. And he was muttering, he was speaking softly that he was getting late. He was getting late. I'm getting late, I am late. Then Alice thought that for what a rabbit was getting late. The rabbit ran and entered a hole where Alice also followed him. And when she was entering the hole, she crawled and then started falling in the hole. Her dress helped her out to reach down safely as it acted as a parachute. While Alice was coming down, she noticed that there was weird paintings, furnitures and things on the wall of that hole. And as soon as she came down and passing through the corridor, she noticed a small door, and it was very big for that door. And as soon as she tried to open the doorknob said, "You are very big to enter this door. Go and please drink something from that bottle which is kept there." And the bottle was kept there labeled "Drink me." As Alice drank the drink from that bottle, she began to shrink and became very small and entered that door. And as soon as she entered there, she reached a beautiful forest. There she met two little fat men, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Alice asked about the rabbit to them. They started speaking together and pointed towards a direction. Alice could not understand what they were saying, but when she followed the direction showed by these two fat little men, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, she found that the rabbit was running towards a small house. She also entered the small house, and when she entered, the rabbit ordered him to get the gloves, and he was again muttering, "I am late, I am late." And she was very much confused that how the rabbit can order me to bring the gloves. But still in a state of confusion, she went to bring it. And as soon as she went, she was feeling very hungry. And there was biscuits kept there. And as soon as she ate the biscuit, she started growing bigger and bigger, that her hands and legs were coming out of the house. The rabbit got frightful and the rabbit started shouting, "Monster!" Now Alice wanted to shrink again and became small. She was trying out everything outside. She got a carrot, she ate it and started to shrink again. By that time, the rabbit came out and started going to the forest, and Alice followed him there. As As she was following the rabbit, she met a caterpillar. And the caterpillar asked, "Where are you going?" As she was about to answer the caterpillar turned into a beautiful butterfly. And that butterfly said that I can help you out. You can get a mushroom. The butterfly pointed towards the mushroom and said that you can get this mushroom, eat this mushroom. The one side of this mushroom will make you taller and the other side will make you shorter. Why Alice wanted to become taller and shorter? Why she wanted to change the height? Because when she came out of the house, she was very small and the grass also seemed to be the forest. So she wanted to become a bit taller so that she could run and catch the rabbit easily. After telling about the mushroom, the butterfly flew away. And Alice was thinking which side she should eat. After a while, she decided and ate a part of the mushroom. She decided to eat the correct side of the mushroom and she grew taller and taller. She kept the two sides of the mushroom in her pocket so that she can change her size as required. See, Alice was very happy when she got back to her normal size. This is all about the story which is mentioned in your book. Now I am going to read this lesson aloud for you so that if you have any confusion in pronunciating, in reading this lesson, you can overcome that problem. Kindly practice reading at home after me. Alice in Wonderland. One summer day, Alice and her kitten Dina were sitting on the branches of a tree. Down below, her sister was reading aloud from a history book. But Alice wasn't listening. She was dreaming of a world where cats and rabbits wore clothes and lived in little houses. She picked up Dina and climbed down the tree. Just then, a white rabbit came scuttling along. He was clutching a large watch. The white rabbit looked at his watch as he ran past Alice, muttering, "I am late, I am late." "How curious," gasped Alice. What could a rabbit possibly be late for? "Please," she cried, "wait for me." But the rabbit didn't stop. "I'm late, I'm late," he cried and disappeared into a large hole at the foot of a tree. Alice was now very curious. She squeezed into the dark hole and crawled after him. Suddenly, she found herself falling down, down, down. Luckily, her dress ballooned out like a parachute and she began floating. She looked around and saw that there were all kinds of strange pictures and furniture hanging on the walls of the tunnel. At last, Alice reached the bottom. The white rabbit was just disappearing around the corner at the end of a very long corridor. "Wait!" cried Alice, chasing after him. At the end of the corridor was a tiny door. Alice tried the doorknob. "Eek!" cried a voice. The doorknob was speaking. I'm looking for the white rabbit," said Alice. "Please let me through." "Sorry, you are too big," replied the doorknob. "Try the bottle on the table over there." Alice looked around and saw the bottle labeled "Drink Me." Alice tasted a little. Soon she finished every drop. Suddenly, Alice began to shrink. Soon she became so tiny that she was able to get through the little door. On the other side of the door, Alice found herself on the edge of a large forest. She saw the white rabbit through the trees in the distance. She started to run after him, but suddenly her way was blocked by two fat little men, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. "My name is Alice," said Alice. "I'm curious to know where the white rabbit is going." The two little men began talking at the same time. Alice couldn't understand what they were saying, so she decided to set off in another direction. Soon she came to a little house. As she walked up the path, the white rabbit ran out of the front door. He was now dressed in a tunic and ruff. "Oh my, I'm late," he cried. Then he said to Alice, "Go and get my gloves." Alice was too surprised to argue and went inside the little house. She searched everywhere. Finally, she lifted the lid of a jar and found some biscuits. They looked very good to eat, so she took one. When Alice ate the biscuit, she started to grow and grow and grow. Soon she was so big that she was bursting out of the house. Her arms poked through the windows and her legs burst out of the door. "A monster!" cried the white rabbit. "Perhaps if I find something else to eat," said Alice, "I'll make me small again." So she stretched out her hand and pulled up a carrot from the garden. When she ate it, she began to shrink. Soon she was so small that she could crawl under the front door. The rabbit, pleased that the monster had disappeared, ran off down the garden. Alice tried to follow him, but now that she was so tiny, the grass seemed like a huge forest. "And who are you?" asked a sleepy voice. It was a caterpillar lying lazily on a mushroom. "I am Alice," replied Alice, "and I wish I was a little taller." Suddenly the caterpillar turned into a butterfly. "I can help," said the butterfly, pointing at the mushroom. "One side of this will make you taller. The other side will make you shorter." Then the butterfly fluttered away. Alice looked at the mushroom, trying to decide which side would make her taller. Finally, she broke off a piece from each side and took a large bite from one. Luckily, she had chosen the correct piece and was soon back to her normal height. She dropped the pieces of mushroom into her pocket. Adapted from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Basically, children, this story is totally based on imagination. Whatever Alice was imagining, that has been portrayed by the author here in this story. I hope you're able to understand the story also, and also you got to know how to read this lesson. Children, kindly practice and read the lesson again by yourself. Thank you, children, and have a good day.